So you've been dreaming about owning your own home, right? But then you run into this one big, kind of scary word, mortgage. Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on all of it. We're going to demystify what a mortgage actually is and how it all works. All right, let's just jump right in.
Okay, picture this. You find the absolute perfect house. It's got everything you want. The only problem? That price tag. Look, buying a home is easily one of the biggest financial moves you'll ever make. And for most of us, paying for it all at once in cash, yeah, that's just not going to happen.
And that brings us to the $1 million or, $100,000 question. If we can't just write a check for the whole thing, how does anybody actually do it? How do people manage to buy a home? It's a puzzle for sure, but it's one that millions of people solve every single year.
The simple truth for most of us is that there's this huge gap between the money we have in the bank and the actual cost of a house. And bridging that gap, well, that's where the real solution comes into play.
And here it is. That solution is the mortgage. At its heart, it's just a loan, specifically for buying property, but it's got this really clever built-in feature. The very house you're buying also acts as the security or collateral for the loan itself. So we know it's a loan, but let's really get into the nuts and bolts of it. What is a mortgage, really? You can think of it as an agreement, kind of like a partnership that makes the whole dream of homeownership possible in the first place. And it really boils down to two key players in this partnership. There's you, the borrower. You get the big chunk of cash you need to buy the home. And in return, you have the bank, the lender. They provide the money, and in exchange, they get a legal claim on your property. It's called a lien. That just stays there until the loan is all paid off. And here's a wild piece of trivia for you. The word mortgage literally translates from Old French to death pledge. Whoa, right? Sounds super intense, but it's not as grim as it sounds. It just means that the pledge, or the agreement, dies when the debt is finally paid off. Still, it's a pretty powerful reminder of the commitment involved.
Okay, so we've got a handle on what a mortgage is, but how in the world do you actually get one? The good news is it's not some big mystery. It's actually a pretty clear, structured path.
This whole journey really breaks down into three main steps. First up is the application. You gather up all your financial docs to prove you can handle the loan. Second, and this is a big one, you get pre-approved. This is a huge advantage because now sellers know your offer is serious. And finally, the best part, closing. That's when you sign all the papers, hand over your down payment, and they hand you the keys.
Now, once you're in the game, you're going to face a pretty big decision. What kind of mortgage do you actually want? And trust me, there is no one-size-fits-all answer here, so it's really important to know your main options.
So the two big ones you'll hear about are fixed-rate and adjustable-rate mortgages. A fixed-rate loan is all about stability and predictability. Your main payment never, ever changes. An ARM, on the other hand, starts with a lower rate, but then it can change down the road. That means your payment could go up or down, depending on what the market is doing.
Now, the undisputed champion, the most popular choice by a long shot, is the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. And why is that? It's simple. Spreading the cost out over 3 decades keeps those monthly payments as low as possible. It's really the go-to for anyone who needs predictable budgeting.
But then you've got the other popular option, a 15-year loan. Now, your monthly payments are definitely going to be higher, but the upside is absolutely huge. You own your home free and clear in half the time, and you save a massive amount of money on interest. It's a much more aggressive way to build wealth faster.
And it doesn't stop there. Beyond those standard options, there are all kinds of specialized loans. You've got government-backed programs like FHA loans, which are great for people with smaller down payments. VA loans offer incredible benefits for veterans. There are even things like reverse mortgages for older homeowners. The main thing to remember is, there's probably a loan out there for almost any situation.
So all of this brings us to the real bottom line, doesn't it? What's a mortgage actually going to cost you? It's way more than just the price of the house. That interest rate is a massive piece of the puzzle. And let me tell you, those rates can be a complete roller coaster. I mean, just look at the last few years. Back in 2021, rates were at historic lows, like crazy low. Then by late 2023, they shot up to a 24-year peak. Today, they've calmed down a bit, but this just goes to show how much your timing can affect what you pay.
And you can see that financial trade-off right here. The rate for a 15-year loan is almost a full percentage point lower than for a 30-year. Now that might not sound like a lot, but believe me, that difference adds up to tens of thousands of dollars saved over the life of the loan.
And here's something that's so crucial to understand.
That monthly check you write isn't just for the loan itself. It's a bundle. It includes the principal and interest, sure, but it also usually includes your property taxes and your homeowner's insurance. And if you put down less than 20%, you'll also be paying for something called private mortgage insurance, or PMI.
All right, let's wrap this up and boil it all down to the key takeaways. First, a mortgage is simply a loan that's secured by the property you're buying. Second, getting one is a clear, straightforward path. Apply, get pre-approved, and close. Third, your biggest choice is going to be between the stability of a fixed-rate loan and the potential risk and reward of an ARM. And finally, remember your total monthly cost is a bundle of things: the loan, the term, the rate, and other stuff like taxes and insurance.
So, there you have it. We've broken down the what, the how, and the how much. The mortgage is no longer this big, scary mystery. It's a tool. It's the tool that can get you into a home of your own. And now that you know how it works, the only real question left is, what's going to be your first step?